Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the hosting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Special hello to anyone who was also watching the JV broadcast just before this one. Natick defeating Brookline in the JV boys soccer matchup 1-0 over on the grass field next to this one. Hauled my butt over here and reset up my equipment here at the turf field, and we're about to get some varsity action underway soon. Joining me on the broadcast today, aspiring broadcaster and Brookline High junior Nico Wise. Nico, thank you for joining me tonight. This one should be a good one.
Definitely, Jesse, a pink out here for Natick and a big one here for Brookline. Jesse, as we know, they started off the season just a lot of ties. And after, that Kicks for Cancer game, stuff's been looking up for Brookline. Although they lost their last one, they took two, one against Walpole and one against Braintree. Currently sit at 3-5-5 coming into this one against Natick, and a big one considering this Brookline squad hasn't beat Natick since October 12th of 2023.
That's true. Brookline and Natick faced off against each other twice last year. Natick getting the win in Natick last year by a pretty convincing score, but Brookline answering back with a comeback 3-3 tie at Skyline in their second match against Natick last year. Earlier this season, Natick beat Brookline in Brookline back on September 29th by a 3-1 final. So Brookline will certainly be hoping to improve their fortunes in the second matchup like they did last year. Brookline, like you said, Nico, coming into this with a record of 3-5-5, 3 wins, 5 losses, 5 draws. They were ranked 20th in the most recent MIAA Division I power rankings that came out Tuesday morning. Natick, meanwhile, higher on in the rankings, 8-4 their record. They started the season 3-3, but since then have gone 5-1 and are currently in the midst of a 3-game win streak. And Tuesday's power rankings had them ranked 5th. So a very high-level opponent Brookline is facing here today. And Nico, anytime Brookline and Natick face off in any sport, you know it's going to be an intense Bay State Conference matchup, and I expect this to be no different.
100%, Jesse. And we talk about the rankings, and for a lot of the time, although Brookline is not ranked as high, we see every time they play a high-ranked team like a St. John's Prep, something like that, they play up to that standard, even though they got a tie in that game, Jesse. St. John's Prep, a dominant team since the start of time. They've just been a dominant team, and Brookline played up to it and got the tie there, which, has been the story of this season. So this Brookline team can't compete with those high-ranked teams.
All right, the PA announcer taking over, so we'll just sit back and listen for the pregame.
Starting at forward, number 2, Samuel Treisman. Starting at forward, number 7, Jacob Friedman. Starting on defense, number 8, Jeffrey Dong. Starting in midfield, number 11, Koya Nicoli. Starting in midfield, number 12, Brian Goldberg. Starting in midfield, number 15, Santiago Sierra. Starting on defense, he's the captain, number 19, Travis Applebaum. but there's still a long way to go. Tonight, the boys soccer team is raising money to help advance cancer research and patient care. All donations from tonight's event will go directly to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and the Jimmy Fund. The boys soccer team is selling pink flags where you can write the names of those you would like to honor. They ask that you stop by the table near the entrance to Memorial Field or scan the QR codes to please support the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and the Jimmy Fund. Every contribution, no matter the size, makes a difference. To that end, each Natick player tonight carries a pink flag bearing the name of someone special. These include Melly Kingsco, Inga Nelson, Aunt Kitty, Carrie Mary, Julie Skipper, Helen Walsh Lachey, Mimi, Claudia Oliviero, Auntie Sarah, Nancy Cerullo, Aunt Jan, Christine, Rhonda, Barbara Allen, Cousin Angela, and Nana Carroll. And now, fans, the boys soccer team asks that you please join them in a moment of silence remembering those lost, to honor those still fighting, and to celebrate the survivors among us of breast cancer. Please, a moment of silence to remember those lost, to honor those still fighting, and to celebrate the survivors among us. Thank you. Let's continue to carry that spirit of strength, unity, and love through tonight's game and beyond. Please stop by the table near the entrance to Memorial Field or scan a QR code posted around the field and make a donation. And now please remain standing as we honor America and those who have defended or are currently defending our freedom, playing of our national anthem.
All right, those were the pregame ceremonies here at Natick, and boy, I know they're an opponent for Brookline, they're a rival, but I got to give it to them. They always know how to bring out all the bells and whistles for a nice pregame ceremony here at Memorial Field, and their PA announcer especially always brings the thunder whenever he's doing it. I don't mind saying I got goosebumps when he was talking about honoring not just those we have lost to breast cancer, but also those still fighting and those who have survived. On a personal note, I can count my mom amongst the survivors, and so I am one of the very lucky ones personally, but certainly a great cause that Natick's got going here tonight with their Pink Night in honor of breast cancer awareness. And this should be quite the awesome game to follow that up. We're getting into the colder parts of fall, Nico. Hits are going to sting a little bit more, and we've also had some big gusts of wind throughout the day. Earlier in the day, I saw it measured as something like 27 miles per hour gusts. That can be a big factor in a lot of different plays, can't it?
Definitely, Jesse, and I just want to say an honor to call this game with you. This is a good one for a good cause. And totally, Jesse, I mean, the win, and especially the cold. We talk about this for those early months of baseball where that ball just hurts a little much coming off that bat. But more importantly for soccer, I mean, those legs, I mean, one bad movement, and that's an injury right there, cause much more than what you would expect for an early fall game. So these Brookline players and these Natick players have to be cautious, and I think that's definitely where those substitutions are going to be important. And stretching, definitely a big one pregame.
So this game could be a big test of the depth of these teams. And, of course, any big, long kicks, anything high in the air could suddenly change trajectory. So it's going to be a big test of their awareness and adaptability as well. Teams getting ready for this one. Starting in net for Brookline, of course, their senior co-captain, number 99, Alex Magula. For Natick, a senior of their own, number 1, Jack Stevens, will be starting between the pipes for them. As always, folks, we encourage audience participation either in the live chat or via email. I know the video is probably a little choppy. The Wi-Fi gets kind of shaky here at Memorial Field. But as always, I am recording at the same time as live streaming it, and I'll be able to upload the fully recorded version of this broadcast later tonight. But for right now, we got a game to get to. Brookline in their dark blue jerseys playing from the left in the first half. Natick in their pink jerseys to honor their breast cancer awareness game playing from our right. And looks like Natick will have the opening possession. Starting things off will be number 11, Cole Bogus. Brookline's faced a number of top 5 teams this year. Now they face another as we get this one going. The pass goes back to number 4, Cal Massey. They send it out to the far side, and a quick pass to the center back as Brookline's applying some forward pressure early. This kick is knocked right back by Jonah Littman, deflected to the outside, kept away from Jacob Friedman by number 12, Brady Dubester. Gets it up to his brother, number 13, Austin Dubester. Austin passes to the middle, intercepted by Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg swings it to the outside to Wally Lawrence. Lawrence looking for a kick, sends one cut off there by Brady Dubester, kicks it away, headed forward by Natick, and it's kicked away by Jeffrey Dong as number 19, Sean Smith, was applying the pressure.
Well, Jesse, we know this Brookline team huge on the offensive side of the ball, but the problem is when you lose that, coming back on defense, countering that counterattack is very, very difficult to defend, but Jeffrey Dong did all he could do in a Natick corner.
And it'll be number 2, Luke Doherty, sending in this corner kick, a lefty kicker, kicking it towards the net. It flies in, deflects down, and it's going to be kept in play briefly by Austin Dubester, and that's going to deflect off a Brookline player, and that's going to be another corner for Natick right off the bat.
Yeah, off the foot of Goldberg here. Another opportunity here. Got to watch for Ethan Rivera at the top of the box. Could be a threat.
Oh, that one goes off the fingertips. It's still in play, but it touches the hands. I didn't quite see who it was, Nico, but the guy coming from the far side of that play from the left side came in to try and get something on it, but the wrong body part there.
Yeah, Brookline got lucky. See if they can get a counter here.
And that one could not be kept in bounds. A slightly delayed call, but it was out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for Natick. Quick throw-in there from Austin Dubester. Gets up to Smith, but he dribbles through traffic, kicked away by Koya Nicoli. A battle at midfield for the ball, and it's recovered by number 6, Luca Tavilla. Tavilla sends the pass across, and now they're working it along the outside. They pass it back. I think that's number 18, Gavin Weddle. Swings it across to Brady Dubester. Brady's kick deflected by Goldberg. It's going to go out of bounds, and Austin will be throwing it in. Quick throw in back to Brady. Now back up to Austin, the Dubester brothers exchanging it. Now sending it up the line looking for Smith. Smith is cut off by Jonah Littman, but Smith staying with the battle, gets the ball deflected by Santi Sierra, but Smith still staying after it. He's fighting everybody. He's against the world here. A deflection goes right to a Natick player. Almost got a clean shot. That was Doherty, but Nicoli manages to stop him just enough. Now a high kick flying in and over the crossbar, goal kick.
Well, Jesse, we talk so much about how this Brookline defense is just so solid and how solid it's been so far this season, but first few plays this It just looked a little disconnected.
Wally Lawrence to send away this goal kick here. Line drive up the middle, deflects off the back of the head of his teammate. That looks like it stung a little bit on Santi Sierra, as that's going to bounce out of bounds and be Natick ball. Sierra just kind of, Sierra's, I think, going to be looked at here as the whistle is blown by the official. Sierra might have to sub out here.
Yeah, Jesse, anything to the head, you just want to be cautious, and especially with this cold weather. What do we talk about pregame? Anything to that head especially, or to any body part can really sting, but they're going to let him stay in.
Quick look over, and they give him the go-ahead to stay in, and here comes the throw-in for Natick. Goes off the head of Nicoli, taken now by the Red Hawks. The kick disrupted, and we'll see who touched that one last, as it was Sammy Treisman and Luca Tavilla battling for that. They give the throw-in to Brookline. Brady Dubester sends it back to Jack Stevens, the goalie. Kicks that away from the forward pressure of Jad Torres. Deflects off the head of number 11, Cole Bogus. Deflecting back and forth. Bogus trying to control it in a tight space. Dribbling, weaving through traffic in a sea of blue jerseys. He manages to pass it away across the field to Weddle. Weddle bringing it up the far side. Kicks it. Knocked right back by Wally Lawrence. It's a little bit of extra as that flies out of bounds.
Well, the impact Wally Lawrence is already showing, Jesse. I mean, he took the kick, and he's just being such an impact player. I mean, it's just that senior presence, I feel like, Jesse, just mentoring this somewhat young team.
This one deflects off the head of Smith, and Lawrence again applying that big boot, sending it out of bounds. And, you know, Nico, you hit the nail on the head with what Lawrence is able to bring. He's got experience at all three levels of play. His freshman year, he was on this varsity team playing as a striker. Now they've got him as a wing back, helping out both on defense and in the transition game. This ball taken by Brady Dubester. Pass sends it through to Tavilla, outside to Austin Dubester, and forward to Sean Smith. Smith tries a kick, slightly deflected, and it's going to be downed and booted away by Lawrence. Again, that big boot, able to flip the field so quickly. Goes off the head of Sam Fishman, the center back, sends it back to Stevens. Stevens throws it out to Brady Dubester. Sammy Treisman with the forward pressure, trying to take it away. He leaves it for Littman. Littman touching it to the outside to Treisman. Treisman into the corner, keeps it in bounds, or did he? He did not keep it in bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for Natick.
Got to give credit, though, to Sammy Treisman. A great effort there, winning the ball. Unlucky they weren't able to get something going.
Weddle with the ball, passing it back to Fishman. Fishman swings it over to Brady Dubester. Kicks it upfield, looking again for Smith. Runs out of room on that near side, out of bounds.
Well, Jesse, Goldberg and Sierra are kind of playing more up as those center DMs, which can leave stuff like that. I mean, 3 Natick players were open there. Got to be a little more cautious.
Treisman runs out of real estate there, and that's an interesting point there, Nico. And, of course, for any fans that might be less familiar with soccer terminology, I believe when you say DM, you're referring to a defensive midfielder, as a lot of times soccer teams will separate between offensive midfielders and defensive midfielders. This pass goes back to Weddle. Weddle lifts this one out to the near side. Brady Dubester heads it up to Austin. Give and go back to Brady. The Dubester brothers working in tandem as that kick from Brady curves hard to the outside and seems to work to plan, but it's deflected away by Brookline. Going to go all the way back to Weddle. A pass to the middle to number 4, Cal Massey. Massey dribbles up and passes it back to Brady Dubester. Now up to Austin. Austin to the middle to Massey. Now back to Austin Dubester. Gives it over to Bogus, but Bogus runs out of room, taken away by Santi Sierra. Sierra, nice through pass there to Koya Nicoli. Nicoli going to dribble back and give it back to Sierra. Now taps it to the outside to Lawrence. Lawrence moving up that far sideline. Racing up with it with speed all the way coast to coast. He fits one through. Racing up for it is Nicoli. Nicoli tapped to the outside to Littman. Littman trying to juke, gain the edge. A kick to the middle. No one was there to knock it in. cleared out by Natick, and they're going to slice it out of bounds.
Well, a great effort from Jonah Lippman, who's typically on that right back side of the ball, but really working more as a right wing back, pushing up more on the field. Talk about that Brookline just applying that early pressure.
And Jonah Lippman, a guy who's really adapted to that transition game, exactly like what you said, Nico. In past years, they focused him mostly on defense. This year, they've added a new element to his game. Lawrence, throw it in. He's got a powerful arm to go with that powerful boot as that one goes off ahead. Out of bounds, they're going to say off Natick, and that's going to be a corner. Big chance for Brookline.
Yeah, well done there from Wally Lawrence. Just getting that ball in. I mean, that's that baseball arm for you right there, Jesse.
I was thinking the same thing. You got to it before I did. Wally Lawrence, an outfielder for the Brookline High baseball team in the spring. But he's still able to show off that arm on those throw-ins when he's got a chance to send it into the box. Santi Sierra, the lefty kicker, lining up to send in this corner for Brookline. This one flies in to the back end of the formation, deflects straight up in the air, corralled, I think, by Lippman. Lippman trying to fight through a defender, runs out of room, and it's going to be cleared out by Natick. Now kicked upfield by Tavilla, and that is going to go out of bounds, Brookline ball. They're rushing the throw-in, or are they? Now the throw-in comes. Hit straight up in the air, off ahead, and deflecting around. And it's taken out of bounds by Lawrence. Almost 10 minutes in, 30 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock here in the first half. No score between Brookline and Natick. Lawrence with that big arm. Headed down, but right to a Brookline player. That's Torres touching it to the outside, across the lane. Oh, just out of reach for Jonah Lippman. Off the crosser coming in from Jacob Friedman.
Oh, and what an opportunity there, Jesse. I mean, Jonah Lippman, I mean, he's really playing right now like a right winger. I mean, he's pushed up very, very far. But just a great effort and just couldn't get it.
Oh, my gosh, Chad Torres applying the pressure, but Stevens manages to get his grippers on it.
Well,
Brookline relentless with their pressure, Nico. You weren't kidding.
Definitely, Jesse. I mean, and you talk about going for the second chance opportunity, and Torres did it right there. Mistake there from Stevens. Jad Torres almost countered on it.
Oh, and this might be a mistake for Brookline. Smith coming in, tries to tap it. It goes high. Was trying to keep it away from the pressure of Smagula. Natick arguing that it was deflected, and the officials say no.
Well, Jesse, on something like that, Alex Smagula did exactly what you're supposed to do, is to keep a rush out, hands up in the air, get as big as you possibly can. And Sean Smith just not able to get right part of his foot on it, goes over.
And they are going to say it was deflected by Smagula. This will be a Natick corner kick. This one comes in, and it's headed away immediately by Lawrence. Chased down there, and a turnaround kick from Doherty. Taken back in a hard collision for Wally Lawrence, and he goes down in a heap, and he is popping right back up. Boy, that kid suffered cracked ribs in an off-season club tournament last spring that robbed him of a chunk of his baseball season. He takes a hard shot to the core on that play, and he pops back up like a champ. All the respect for him.
Totally, Jesse. I mean, and that's what you want to see from your captain. I mean, the guy leading your squad gets knocked back down, got to go right back up.
Alex Smagula lining up to boot this free ball here off the foul called on Natick. Smagula boots this one. Goes off ahead the wrong way. Littman's giving chase. Littman the header. Just over the bar.
I'm not exactly sure what Brady Duchester was doing right there. I mean, I think he was trying to get a little offsides trap idea there, but you just can't do that when Jonah Littman's chasing you down like that. Unlucky that couldn't find the top post.
Natick clearing this ball out, but Nicoli gonna touch it to the middle to Goldberg. A deflection, Goldberg recovers, pass up to Friedman. Friedman winds and fires. It's deflected by the defense and taken off a hop by Stevens. Wow, Brookline is aggressive this half, Nico.
Talk about playing up to your opponent, Jesse. I mean, this is what you want to see. You can't just sit back, let them get shots on you. Brookline, the early dominator.
This a high punt from Stevens, downed by Goldberg, but recovered by Doherty up to Smith. Smith battling with several defenders, and it's wrenched loose. Combined efforts of Dong and Sierra. They get it to the outside to Friedman, who launches it upfield, deflects off Brady Dubester, back to Stevens. Stevens rolls this one to Fishman, who gives it out to Brady Dubester. Upfield, the pass to Tavilla, knocked loose by Treisman over to Nicoli. Nicoli, pass intercepted by Brady Dubester, but his pass goes right to Littman. Given to Treisman, back to Littman. Littman passes it back to Sierra. Sierra swings it to the open man, Lawrence on the far side. Lawrence fakes, dribbles up. Tried to keep dribbling, but he's walled off by Cal Massey. He was stumbling there. Oh, Jacob Friedman is down.
Yeah, I got hit just in the leg area there. Not what you want to see. I mean, even if it's just trying to draw that call there, Jesse. I mean, for all the other Brookline players, I mean, that's not who you want down.
Absolutely. And like you said, with how cold it is, everything's just going to hurt that much more. Free kick set up for Brookline. They've got Sierra and Goldberg, two of their primary kickers that they use a lot on corners. Sierra's going to fake. Goldberg's going to send it down the line for Sierra. Sierra sending it in like a corner kick, but it came in low and was kicked away. Recovered by Doherty, who is going to boot it the rest of the way upfield. Off the head of Dong. Corralled by Goldberg, and he's going to go for a long pass back to Smagula, who's going to slice this one out to the near side. Can't be kept in bounds. Quick throw in from Austin Dubester to Tavilla. Tavilla back to Brady Dubester. Swings it across to Weddle. Weddle up the line. Racing up with it now is number 7, Ethan Rivera, but it's wrenched loose by Brookline. Pass goes up to Friedman. Friedman battling there with Rivera, and the ball is lost out of bounds. Natick ball.
See if Natick can get something going here, Jesse. I mean, they've had a few chances, but it's really just been on that counterattack.
And almost a counter there, and no call either way as Austin Dubester takes this one out the line. A pass forward intercepted by Lawrence. They got both wing backs in close proximity as a scrum for the ball results in Lawrence taking it away, cutting across the field horizontally. Fakes Tavilla out there, but the ball wouldn't come with him, and Tavilla takes it back from behind. A pass forward to Doherty. Doherty back to Tavilla, and coming out to deflect is Applebaum, but it goes right to Doherty. Doherty cutting around the middle, firing a shot, deflects off Smith, and is popped up in the air by Goldberg. Tapped forward by Tavilla. Crosser kick coming in from Rivera. The kick from Doherty is blocked by Jeffrey Dong. A big block there as that one might have had a chance. Off several heads, it deflects away and is taken by Torres briefly. Taken back by Massey. Massey winds and fires just wide left.
Good opportunity there for Natick. I mean, that's really what they've been searching for. One shot just to get even on target, as they've had a few big chances, but nothing has been on target. But even if that was bottom left post, Alex Smagula was right there.
Smagula was reading that ball well. As now a substitution for Brookline, Lars Peterson into the game, replacing Semi Treistman at that striker position. Lawrence, a long kick, deflected down, taken by Friedman to the outside to Littman. Littman, back foot pass, just misses, taken by Brady Dubester. Pass up to Villa, further up Bogus. Bogus in a sea of blue jerseys, it's knocked away and recovered by Applebaum. To Littman and then to Sierra. Sierra passes back to Goldberg. Goldberg gets grabbed and there's no call. Bogus juking around, racing up, looking. Jukes again, looking for the crosser. Crosser flies through. Smith, they juggled it. Smith turning around, looking, firing a shot, and it's blocked by Sierra.
Two pretty big blunders, Jesse, I would say, from Sean Smith. I mean, he's had one breakaway and one basically free shot on goal. Just hasn't been able to get anything going, and Brookline is lucky.
Both teams really getting lucky on that one as this corner kick flies in and is caught by Alex Smagula. We spoke of Wally Lawrence's multi-sport experience. Alex Smagula, a captain not just of this boys soccer team, but also of the state champion boys volleyball team as their primary setter, so you can't underestimate his hops on plays like that. Torres passed back to Lippman, gives back to Torres, lost it off the side of his foot, taken by Austin Dubester. Pass up. They work it to the outside. Smith again tries to cross to the middle, blocked by Dong, recovered by Smith. Smith, a kick to the middle, and the kick goes high off the foot of Austin Dubester.
Yeah, Dubester, a good opportunity there, but again, I think it's just the weather. When you're cold, your body's not moving as well. You just can't get your foot on the ball as much as you want. And we've seen a bunch of times so far, this Natick team just hasn't been able to get a good connection.
Yeah, those joints just tighten up as the blood vessels get less circulation. We know that. We saw me trying to plug in my equipment with my fingers just not cooperating before the game, didn't we?
Totally.
As this one is taken by Stevens, we had a sub on each side. For Brookline, number 6, Julian Weil checks into the game. For Natick, number 10, Devin Irwin comes in. High punt from Stevens is downed and booted back the other way by Lawrence. It's downed there by Weddle, but recovered by Goldberg. Goldberg sending it up the far side. Was looking for Peterson, but no dice there. Throw in to Tavilla. Tavilla, they tap it around the triangle there, and Tavilla sends it back to Fishman. Fishman out to Brady Dubester. Now up to Tavilla. Swings it over to Weddle. Weddle up the line to, I think, Irwin. His pass knocked away by Nicoli. Up to Weil. Pass back Goldberg. Being pressured by Doherty. Gives it to Nicoli. Nicoli goes back to Lawrence. Lawrence up to Sierra. Out to Applebaum. Applebaum, his pass misses. Intercepted by Massey. Massey's pass right back to Applebaum. Boots it the other way. Off ahead. Deflects to Austin Dubester. Austin Dubester heading up the line. His kick blocked. Recovered by Lippman after the block by Sierra. Booted upfield by Travis Applebaum. Intercepted by Irwin. Irwin looking around. Pass back. That's Weddle. Further back to Fishman. Touch to the outside to Brady Dubester. Back to Fishman. Fishman, kick upfield, deflects the wrong way off Dong's head, and it's going to be booted away immediately by Smagula. Now recovered by Sierra. Sierra weaves around one, sends one forward, finds Weil on the edge. Weil lifts in a crosser, Lippman the header, down to Peterson. Shot is, he couldn't get it. He sliced it out of bounds.
Another great opportunity for Brookline, and although nothing has gone their way so far, I mean, they've definitely controlled this game, Jesse. I mean, they've had the opportunities every time. Every time Natick seems that they have something, Brookline just able to counter, and unlucky there from Pedersen that he wasn't able to get something going.
Number 8, Nate Kingscote checks in for Natick as they boot this ball away up to Smith. Smith lost it. Sierra taking it away from behind. Pass out to Lippman. Lippman moving up that near sideline. Met by the defense of Austin Dubester as he takes it away. His pass blocked by Applebaum, recovered by Sierra. Sierra weaving through a tight lane. Couldn't get the pass away. Taken away by Austin Dubester. Pass slides up to Smith. Smith sending it forward. Nobody there. Easy boot away from Dong. That's going to fly out of bounds. And Nico, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like the refs are really letting both sides play in this one. We're seeing a lot of physicality.
Well, Jesse, it is high school soccer, and I think just want to let these boys play, especially if it's both-sided. I think they just let it cancel out.
You know, that's fair enough. And when you got an intense rivalry like Brookline versus Natick, I don't mind letting it play out a little bit. This one back to Fishman, now swung over to Brady Dubester. Upfield, to Bogus, out to Austin Dubester, sending it up the line, and that one just curves away from him. Was looking for Smith on that play. We got Sammy Treisman checking back into the game for Brookline, as for Natick, in comes number 14, Jackson McGrath. And for Brookline in the live chat, Luca Campbell saying, Alec learned everything from me. I love it. Love to see the alums, the former teammates tuning in. Hope all's well for you, Luca, and thank you for tuning in. Stevens with the ball here. 17 and a half minutes on the clock here in the first half. No score between Brookline and Natick. This one headed forward by Natick. A battle for the ball. Sierra manages to come away with it despite a lot of physicality there. Pass to the outside is complete. Weil cutting through the middle, finds a hole, weaving through. Weil racing. Weil kind of slipped on that pass, and it's taken away by Brady Dubester, who gets a pass up to number 14, McGrath. McGrath's pass intercepted by Applebaum, sends it up to Treisman, and knocked out of bounds by Brady Dubester. Treisman, a quick throw in, goes back to Goldberg. Goldberg moving towards the middle, lefty kick, finds a target. Nicoli trying to down it, no dice, as kicked away. And now sent further forward. They're looking for McGrath. It's cut off by Dong. Dong keeping it in bounds, but that might be a mistake, as it's taken there by Bogus. Moving up the far side now, finding a hole. Bogus fakes the kick to draw the slide tackle, but that kick is blocked out of bounds. Good get back defense. I think that was Lars Peterson following him all the way back down the wing there.
Yeah, and that Natick sideline wanted to push. So I think Pedersen got a little handsy, but I think, Jesse, this is, like you said, this is how the refs want to play it, and I think that's how it should be. Little physicality never hurt no one.
Corner kick flies in for Natick. The header! Oh, just barely stopped by Alex Smagula. I think that was Cal Massey who got his head on that one. Almost knocked it in.
Yeah, that was Massey there, Jesse, and a great opportunity there from Natick again, but Alex Smagula denies.
Smagula punts this one. Off the head of Fishman. Oh, it couldn't be grabbed by Stevens. Weil giving chase. Weil keeping it in play. Weil looking around. Surrounded on a tight space. It's knocked out of bounds by the defense of Fishman. But again, Brookline's attackers not letting up. Relentless in their pressure tonight.
Definitely, Jesse. And Julian Weil, that hero in that Kicks for Cancer game here for Brookline, already showing an impact coming off the bench.
Some players sub in. Looks like Jacob Friedman's back in. Lawrence to throw this one. We know he's got an arm. This one flies in high. Off the hands of the keeper. Is that still in play? It was sent out by Ryan Goldberg, but man, that one got dangerous briefly.
Well, that was toe tapping the post for a little bit, and in that situation, it's just almost a free-for-all when that ball comes down. Everyone thinks, oh, it's going to come down now. Everyone jumps. Oh, it doesn't come down. Everyone jumps again. Newton.
And we got some more subs checking in for Natick. Number 5, Drew Cochrane, in for the first time tonight. Stevens going to send it to the outside to Brady Dubester. Sends it up the line and misses it out of bounds. Brookline ball. Treisman, a quick throw in, knocked down by Natick. Goes back and goes off Treisman, out of bounds.
Good effort there from Treisman, just not able to do it. Ethan Rivera checks in here for Natick.
Indeed, number 7, Ethan Rivera. He'll replace Irwin, looks like. Throw in kicked back immediately by Nicoli, but booted out there by Cochrane. Friedman looking around for this throw-in. Sends it to Goldberg, who heads it right back to Friedman. Friedman up the line. Dribbling back with it is Nicoli. Passes to Applebaum. Applebaum lifts it into open space to Goldberg. Goldberg launches a kick. Goldberg scores! scores. Ryan Goldberg puts Brookline on the board first. What
Jesse-
a strike.
Jesse, I don't think you could do that in FIFA. I mean, that's a Trivella goal right there from Ryan Goldberg. What a shot.
Yeah, let's look at this replay. He does a straight ahead kick like he's one of those old style place kickers in American football. You know, before all the soccer players came in and introduced the side sweeping kick. Great shot from Ryan Goldberg. And how about the assist from Travis Applebaum as he found Goldberg all alone, dropped the pass right in between everybody to where only Goldberg could receive it and have space to work. 1-0 Brookline, goal by Ryan Goldberg, assisted by Travis Applebaum. And now Koya Nicoli passing it back to Wally Lawrence. Brookline not letting up on the momentum here as they want to build off of it. Sierra dribbling and walled off there by Tavilla. Off the deflection, it's taken by Bogus. Bogus sends it to the outside to Doherty. Doherty towards the corner, lifts in a crosser, bouncing along. Oh, almost there for Irwin, but a big block there from, I believe, Nicoli as bodies go tumbling at the end of that play. Oh, we're going to have a yellow card. It's going to go against Santi Sierra.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, in the first real showing here from the referee, showing their colors and a yellow card awarded there. This is an opportunity for Natick to get back into this one. I was going to say, Jesse, after a goal like that, you can't get too aggressive. See if Brookline can do something here. I think this just relies here on Smagula. You know where it's going to go. It's going to go right into that penalty spot area. It's the question of, will Smagula come out, go for a punch, go for a catch? But if anything, you can get higher than anyone else, and especially, Jesse, with that volleyball captain attributes you have there, he can get up there pretty high. So getting a hand on this here is the idea for Smagula.
And for Bogus, the idea has got to be get it high enough to get it over the wall of defenders there, but low enough to get under the post. And that one deflects off a head out of bounds. And I think they're saying it went off the head of a Brookline defender, so this is actually going to be a corner kick for Natick.
Think that either went off the head of Wally Lawrence or Jeffrey Dong. I'm not sure they were speaking to each other. Brookline lucky there.
And they bring Sierra back in immediately at the first dead ball after his yellow card. This corner kick from Doherty flies in. Header from Massey in play, in the box, booted away. I think that was Jeffrey Dong who got his boot on it to clear that ball out.
Well done there from Jeffrey Dong. Defensive presence here showing, Jesse, we know how strong that back line was. Those first 5 minutes, a little lackluster. Just a step behind at the start of the game, but they've really warmed into this one. And a big one there from Dong.
This one, an attempted self-pass, just kind of misses there for McGrath, and it'll be Brookline ball. This throw-in deflects off ahead. A couple, and it's still being scrummed for. Now booted upfield, sliced out of bounds by Dong off the initial kick from Rivera.
Yeah, Jesse, it's not just shooting on net, it's just those clearances. Colder weather, colder bones. Just couldn't get the right foot on that.
Throw in from Rivera. Aimed at Bogus, but misses. It's taken away by Nicoli. Nicoli gets tripped up by Massey. No whistle, and Nicoli pops back up, tries to keep going, but it's cut off by Bogus. Ball goes back to the back line. Cochrane. What happened here? There's some kind of a... do you have any idea what this whistle is, Nico? I'm confused.
I wasn't exactly aware. It's sometimes where it's a drop ball.
Okay. Was it some equipment malfunction or something? I'm really lost on that one. But you know what? We move on.
Well, a drop ball can occur, I mean, if it hits the referee in some aspect. Not
Oh.
exactly sure.
You think it might have hit one of the officials?
Well, there's a chance if it touches the referee in any sense, if Natick was trying to pass it, they can call a drop ball for Natick because the referee got involved in play.
Huh. Well, either way, the result of the last play there, Wally Lawrence boxing out his man, letting the ball roll out the back end for a goal kick. Subs coming in for Natick, Sean Smith back in the game, and in for the first time, number 3, Bodie Sands. They'll replace McGrath and one more, I'm not sure. Smagula launches this kick. Littman trying to chase after it, but Cochrane is going to head that one out of bounds. It'll be a Brookline throw-in deep in the Natick end.
Yeah, well done there from Drew Cochrane. Just getting any sort of body on that as Jonah Littman was charging him down there. But another Brookline opportunity coming up with 9:15 to go in this first half.
And Jad Torres checking in to help out with that opportunity as he replaces Julian Weil. The throw-in from Lawrence headed straight up in the air. Lawrence trying to come in for it. He does corral the ball. Lawrence fits a shot through, and it's a diving save from Jack Stevens. Tight angle and a low percentage shot.
No.
But oh, no. Lawrence is down.
So, Jesse,
He's holding, what is he holding? His ankle, his heel?
hamstring. And only silver lining here is it is freezing cold out. And a lot of that is just tight muscles. He came down. He is getting... He's on his own feet.
He is. There's a slight limp to his walk, but he is continuing to be that gritty player that he is, trying to, walk off as strong as he can. And like you said, Nico, we just hope that with how cold it is, that is just one that feels worse in the moment than it is long term.
Yeah, and Aki Moriguchi will replace him.
That is correct. But, boy, the effort of Lawrence, even just to fit a shot, he had defenders on all sides of him and still got a shot on net with that one. That was an amazing play. And Brookline's certainly hoping they'll get him back later.
Just such a utility player for this Brookline team. Tell him to play on offense, he'll play on offense. Tell him to play on defense, play on defense.
Yeah, man can play anywhere. Fishman slides this pass across to Cochrane. Taps to the outside, Brady Dubester. Working up the line, runs out of room, out of bounds. Brookline ball, good pressure from Moriguchi. Moriguchi throws this one to Goldberg, taps it back to Torres, further back to Sierra. Sierra trying to slide tap it ahead, but no dice. Massey takes it away after the pressure from behind by Smith. Massey pass to the outside. Pass up the line from Rivera up to Bogus. Bogus spins around, heading towards the middle. Being chased, he passes it back to Brady Dubester. Dubester sends it up that near side. A pinball ricochet off that kick from Applebaum, ultimately recovered by Bodie Sands. Sands sends it back to Massey. Now pass to Doherty. Doherty kicks it forward. Too far forward for Rivera to chase that one down the far side, and it's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball. Throw in up the line. And it's kicked away, I think, by Rivera there. Smith battling for position. Does collect the ball. Hard kick from Littman. Doesn't get anywhere. Smith still pushing up with it. Smith trying to fit through a tight space. His shot is saved at point blank by Smagula. Headed away. Another chance. Oh, my gosh. It went off the crossbar. Natick still attacking Sands. A kick. It's blocked. And still a battle along this near side. I'm still recovering mentally from that kick off the crossbar. Natick had it wide open as Smagula was taken out by his own teammate trying to clear the ball out of the box after the point-blank save by the Brookline goalie. Natick still trying to stay after it as Sands lets it roll out of bounds for an which I expect to be an Natick throw-in, but there's a bit of a stop to decide who's getting it.
I think they're going to give it to Natick here, Jesse, and just... Oh, no, Jesse. Oh, no.
Oh, no, not another.
Is that Jeffrey Dong? You wonder if he might have... If that's something to do with the ankle, if he tripped back
Dong.
and that's why he fell on Smagula, but he's on his own 2 feet.
Yeah, what happened was Smagula was able to get his hands up and block a very close shot from Sean Smith, who had put through a Herculean effort to get around the Brookline defense and get that shooting opportunity. It went off Smagula's hands, straight up in the air, still hovering inside that goal box area. And, you know, when that happens, everybody's just operating on instinct on a crazy play like that. And so Dong was trying to help get it out of there, and he and Smagula got kind of tangled up, both going for the ball. The ball still managed to get out. Brookline still cleared it and prevented a goal. And Dong seems to be okay. He is back on his feet, and he's staying in, so that is a good sign for Brookline. But now a foul is going to be called on Aki Moriguchi for a push in the back off of that throw-in.
Well, and just you got to give credit to Sean Smith. I mean, he had 2 opportunities just like that earlier in the game. He was then taken off, and it's almost kind of like when you tear an ACL or an Achilles, you're scared just to do that motion, not make that mistake again. Although that didn't go in, it looked much better.
The kick in from Doherty. Smith finds it. Smith tries a shot, launches it high, and boy, I got to tell you, for the Brookline defense tonight, Nico, I don't think there's any scarier 2 words than Sean Smith.
I mean, Jesse, it amazes me that Natick doesn't have a ball in the back of the net. I mean, Alex Magula and that Brookline backline has just done such a great job, but you got to give credit to Sean Smith. I mean, he's been he's had 5 shots. I mean, one of them has been on goal, but he still has 5 shots, and just such a powerhouse, and Brookline's got to keep a better eye on him.
Brookline trying to push this ball upfield, headed away by Fishman. Jacob Friedman was trying to find Brandon Jean, who's checked into the game. Now Fishman chasing down this ball, trying to get it away up the line, and he does get it to Rivera. Deflects out of bounds. Friedman gets the favorable deflection, and it will be Brookline ball. Just under 5 minutes left here in the first half. Brookline leading 1-0 off a goal from Ryan Goldberg, assisted by Travis Applebaum. Throw in towards the box, headed away, and the kick flies high off the foot of Aki Moriguchi. So tough to get the right angle when it bounces like that, Nico.
Yeah, but a good effort there, and I like that opportunity. You got the chance there, and Moriguchi couldn't find it.
Oh, might be another chance here. Jad Torres trying to take it away. Torres trying to muscle his way through. It's bouncing around like crazy. The ball rolls back to Sierra. And Sierra's double-teamed, and it's taken away by Bogus. What a wild play off the forward pressure from Brandon Jean and Jad Torres, but just couldn't find enough in that tight space. Natick running on the counter. They're looking for Smith, and Littman cuts it off and kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there from Torres and Brandon Jean. Unlucky that they weren't able to get something going, but Brookline got to worry here on defense.
And Smith still making him worry even more as that one goes out of bounds, and it's going to be another corner kick for Natick.
Yeah.
And Brookline fans will be happy to see this. Wally Lawrence checking back into the game, replacing Aki Moriguchi. And actually, that wasn't a corner kick. It's a goal kick, so double good news for the Warriors.
Yeah, and Wally Lawrence, excuse me. That big foot again, been replacing Smagula on these goal kicks, especially in the colder weather. The bar just won't travel as far, so you just got to get the guy who can hit it as far, and that's Wally Lawrence.
And he's showing that right there as that ball headed down by Tavilla, up to Bogus around midfield. Bogus dribbling around, turns around, sends it back to Weddle. Weddle's pass deflected, but does get to Bogus. Bogus stood up by Jean, but he stands back up, keeps pushing, and draws a foul call against Sammy Treestman. Sands, a pass across to Doherty, out to Rivera on the far side. Rivera up the line looking for Smith. And that one out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Lawrence. It'll be a Natick throw-in deep in Brookline territory. As we're about to enter stoppage time, the clock's going to freeze at 2 minutes left. And the double whistle from the official will signal halftime as that throw-in is headed out of the box. Who else but Wally Lawrence? This one booted right back by Fishman. Catches a headwind and gets down around Sands. A couple passes around, gets back to Tavilla. That pass misses Massey, but goes back to Fishman. Fishman to the outside to Rivera. Now to Massey. Massey lost it, taken away by Treisman. Treisman with some jukes, trying to create an opening, and just turns around and passes it back to Lawrence. Lawrence lets it roll past him so he can have a good backwards passing angle back to Smagula. Smagula sends a line drive up the middle, headed down by Massey over to Rivera on the far sideline. Rivera sending a kick towards the middle, and oh my gosh, that's no, it's an offsides. For a brief second, I thought it was going to be a foul against Brookline, and I was like, wait, are they in the box? Oh my God. But it was an offsides called on Sean Smith.
Well done. I mean, that's what Natick was trying to do earlier in the game, and Jonah Littman had an opportunity, but Brookline there did well with the offsides trap.
Lawrence boots this one, ricochets, and it's kicked away by Rivera. Lawrence trying to come up for it, but Smith taps it. It's recovered by Littman. Littman moving up the near side. Littman tangled up with Sands. Sands takes it away. It rolls out of bounds, and that'll be Brookline ball. Littman, a quick throw into the middle to Friedman. Friedman, a bicycle kick forward. Nobody there to take it as it goes off the head of Cochrane and is caught by Stevens. Stevens punts this one. Deflects down. Smith lost it. Taken away by Sierra and Littman. Littman, the turnaround kick, goes up the line. Knocked right back by Weddle. Littman takes it back again. And there is the double whistle. And that is the end of the first half. Our score at halftime, Brookline 1, Natick 0. And the lone score coming off of this goal here by Ryan Goldberg, assisted by Travis Applebaum. Beautifully placed pass, beautifully executed straight ahead shot to the left corner for the goal. During this halftime break, I would like to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of this video. First, you can find a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. You can donate to the program using that Venmo link down below. Further down below in the description section of this video, you can find some links to our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during the colder months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. What Brookline Cares does is they purchase those Empower coats from the Empowerment Plan, helping to support their cause, and then distributes those Empower coats for free to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless. And you can help them to bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this time to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out those links in the description down below and help spread the warmth with Brookline Cares. And certainly a cause that our own Nico Wise knows all about as a member of Brookline Cares. certainly a worthy cause, especially with how much colder it's getting, Nico.
Definitely, Jesse, and it's a great thing, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it. And yeah, it's a great organization. We're not to self-promote, but we're doing a bake sale next Wednesday after school to promote it. So stop by if you do go to Brookline High.
Hey man, when it's promoting for charity, it's never self-promoting. It's us promoting. That's the way I see it. All right, we're going to take a break during this halftime break, mute our mics, and run a YouTube ad break. Brookline 1, Natick 0. We'll be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Nico Wise here at Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts, here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity boys soccer contest. And I'm a big dum-dum, so there was something I was going to do during halftime that I'm actually going to do right now, right before we start. Your screen's going to go black for a second, folks, as I'm switching out my battery. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. It'll come right back on. There, see, we're all good. I got distracted during halftime, didn't get done all the things I needed to, as I'm actually going to also take a moment to plug in my phone, which is giving us our Wi-Fi. As shaky as it's been, it's still at least hopefully getting the sound through. As we now get this second half underway, Brookline starting us off.
Well, Jesse, see if Brookline switched to a mid-block where they play a little more focused defensively, especially on the center mids, as they've been exposed a few times on the counterattack on that defensive side of the ball, not focusing so much on the offensive side of the ball.
That'll be an interesting thing to see in this second half, Nico, as Jacob Friedman battling from the wing and gets tripped up, but the ball goes right back to Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg scored the goal for Brookline in the first half. That has them up 1-0 over Natick, and a potential upset here if Brookline can hold on. Pass goes back to Wally Lawrence. Lawrence sends a kick sliding through the middle and is finally taken there by Brady Dubester for Natick, but it's deflected back and chased down by Luke Doherty for Natick. Now this pass up gets up to Bogus. Bogus racing down the near side. Bogus trying to send a kick in, and it's just out of reach. Sean Smith was cutting in for that one, and that's a name we've been saying a lot tonight, Nico.
Yeah, Jesse, and Jeffrey Dong did a great job there just shielding his man. Sean Smith just couldn't get around him. But definitely, Jesse, I mean, he's been such an impact player. Although he's missed a few opportunities, he's just there every single time.
Smagula kicks this one, deflects off of Sierra, kicked forward by Smith, and kicked right back by Dong. Goes off the head of Weddle, deflecting back and forth, bouncing around, and it's booted upfield now by Santi Sierra. Headed down by Brady Dubester, kicked upfield by Austin Dubester. Off the head of Dong there, and that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in for Smith as he goes stumbling. I think he was hoping for a foul call, but not that time. They just say he tripped. Ball was recovered, I think, by Bogus. Bogus trying to get around to the baseline and forces Travis Applebaum to knock that one out the back line. This will be a corner kick for the Redhawks.
Well, Jesse, Native have had a numerous amount of corner kicks, but just haven't been able to do anything. That's greatly in part of Alex Magula commanding this defensive side of the ball. See if Natick can get something going here.
This one floats in and caught again. Alex Magula going up for that one. Anyone who watches him on the volleyball court in the spring knows he's got hops, and anyone who watches him here in the fall on these corner kicks knows he's got hops as he stops that one. This one taken now by Treisman. Pass back, Lippman. Lippman trying to send it back up to Treisman. It's blocked. Recovered by Natick. Pass back from Tavilla. Goes back to Fishman. Fishman outside to Weddle. Weddle pressured by Koya Nicoli. And on the second effort, he does get a kick away. It goes up to Smith. Smith tangled up with Lawrence. And Lawrence just boxing him out. They're just battling here as Lawrence kicks that one away. And boy, you won't see many more intense one-on-one attacker versus defender matchups than that in this beautiful game. Pass to the middle to Doherty. To the outside to Rivera. Rivera looking around. His pass blocked by Friedman. Jacob Friedman racing up with it. Taking it up the sideline. Across midfield, he's still going. Double team comes and walls him off as it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball as Friedman actually got knocked to the ground by the defense of Gavin Weddle that time.
Well, when you're a smaller guy like Friedman, you just got to use your body, and you get a little more of those calls, and he's just able to weave around his defender.
Nicoli pass back to Lawrence. Now up to Friedman. Kept it in bounds for a second, but just ran out of room along that near side. Natick ball. Rivera throwing it in off the head of Lawrence, bouncing towards the middle. And it's Massey tapping it to the outside, but waiting for it was Lippman. Lippman walking up, looking, heading down the sideline, looking for the crosser. Flies in off the hands. Oh, it was just barely turned aside by Stevens. It was a limited angle for Lippman, but he still put one towards the net. But Stevens just deflects it away, and no one was there to knock it in for Brookline. That ball was knocked away from Friedman there. Gets up to Bogus. Bogus off and running with it, trying to weave through several defenders. His pass deflected away by Sierra, but Smith still fighting for it. Smith stumbles, and it's kicked away by Dong. Tapped to the middle there by Rivera. Doherty over to Tavilla, back to Massey. Massey bringing it up the middle, cutting to his right. Lifts one, trying to lead for Smith. Too far, out of bounds, goal kick.
Yeah, and well done there from the Brookline defense. I mean, they know they want to get the ball to Sean Smith on the Natick side of the ball, and Brookline's just done a great job, especially while Lawrence just limiting him and boxing him out, and so far, Brookline's done a great job.
Smagula boots this one towards midfield, and they're going to call another foul on Sammy Treestman as he got a little too handsy there battling with Cal Massey at midfield. Natick, after the free kick, they just give it back to Massey. Swings it over to Weddle on the near side. Weddle pass up to Tavilla. Tavilla pass to Rivera, give and go, looking for Tavilla. Tavilla runs out of room on that near side after getting tangled up with Lawrence. Out of bounds, Brookline ball.
Geez, Wally Lawrence just been doing everything today, Jesse. We've called his name so many times, but just on the offensive side, and more importantly on the defensive side of the ball, he's just been such a unit for this Brookline back line.
And the defense about to be tested here as Bogus chases down a long kick. On the far side, he's matched up with Applebaum. He's looking for an opening. Applebaum gave him nothing and kicks it away. Boy, I tell you, I mentioned how you don't see too many intense one-on-one battles like we saw between Lawrence and Smith, but that one between Applebaum and Bogus was also something special, as a foul is now going to be called on Koya Nicoli as he trips up Luke Doherty inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that call, Jesse. I think just got to let these boys play. I mean, earlier in the first half, there was calls just like that just weren't being called, and in such an important scenario here, it's called, and great job there from the Brookline wall.
Blocked there, I think, by Treestman as part of the defensive wall, and an offsides is now going to be called against Smith as Natick was trying to recover from the block and send that ball upfield.
Yeah, Brookline did a good job there, especially on that side with Applebaum, just moving up a little more, inching just up. Sean Smith gets caught offsides.
This kick flies upfield. Downed there by Nicoli. Players go slipping. It's recovered by Natick. Pass back to Rivera. Rivera passing it back. Torres giving chase. Weddle's got the ball. Passing it further back to Fishman, and Fishman boots it away to get it away from Torres and flip the field. Off the head of Dong. Not enough on it. It's taken by Bogus. Bogus holding it on the near side. He's matched up with Lawrence, and he knifes through a pair of defenders, fires a shot. It's deflected. Was that Nicoli or was that Goldberg? One of them came across to knock that one away.
I believe that was Goldberg.
I think you're right, Nico. I think that was Goldberg. Just got lost in the chaos of the play myself. Bogus now battling. He's outnumbered, and it's taken away. Pass to Nicoli. Upfield. Gets to Torres. Torres sending it outside for Lippman. Lippman moving up the far side, slowing it down, waiting for his reinforcements, looking for his options. Turns around and passes it back to Goldberg. To the outside. Spinning with it. Going down the side is
Torres,
and kick from Torres. You're right, that was Torres. Again, so hard to read the numbers on the far side of the field the darker it gets, but it's good to have backup. Thank you, Nico.
Jesse, I think in those points, it's honestly just process of elimination. See all the forwards and one's missing, it's probably going to be him.
Yeah. And we got some subs checking in for Brookline as they prepare for a corner kick here as they're going to swap out their forwards. They're bringing in Lars Peterson and Julian Weil to replace Torres and Treestman, and Santi Sierra is lining up for a corner kick. Kick comes in. Oh, just over the head of Weil. He couldn't get it. Knocked away by Natick, chased down by Goldberg, given to Sierra, slices it back into the box. Wrong way off the head of Littman, and it's headed away by Natick, recovered by Lawrence, but couldn't get the pass away. It's stolen by the Redhawks. Rivera taking it up the near side, blocked by Littman, out of bounds. Rivera throws it in. Bogus passes back. Fishman's pass is blocked, but the second effort does get it away. That was almost a takeaway for Weil. Now Friedman dribbling. Fights through a slide tackle and lifts it down to the far side. It's cut off by Austin Dubester, keeping it away from Littman. Oh, and the pass from Stevens just barely avoids the forward pressure as he gets that one up to Doherty. Doherty racing with it into the attack end. Doherty got tangled up, and a foul is going to be called there on Goldberg. And honestly, I think that was pretty smart from Doherty. He could feel the grab on his shoulder, and he's like, I'm getting a foul here, and went tumbling forward to draw that foul.
I was just about to say, we haven't called Luke Doherty's name. I mean, the senior captain, we haven't really talked about him so much today. He hasn't really been the impact player like Sean Smith has been. But a big play right there, getting the foul for Natick. And a reasonably close free kick here, lined up on the 20.
And again, I feel like, similar to one we saw before, it's a question of can you get it high enough to get it over the wall, but low enough to get it under the bar. That's a tough trajectory to do from this distance. And the job of that tough kick is going to go to number 11, Cole Bogus. And he sails it high.
Well, Jesse, if we were playing football, that's 3 points right there, but we are not. And
we're playing the other football.
No points. Yeah.
And that's what's tough about those plays. Like you mentioned, it was close, and your instinct is to think closer to the net, better situation. But with a free kick, not always the case, because you want that upward arc to be able to get it over the defensive wall, and you don't have as much space to make sure that arc curves properly to get it under the crossbar, which actually makes it a very tough shot. Down to the near side, this is Lawrence. Around midfield, passes it back to Dong. Dong boots it upfield. Headed away by Weddle. Goes right to Sierra. Sierra trying to swing it to Goldberg, but a little too far. Taken away by McGrath there. Pass to Doherty. Up to Bogus. Bogus got tangled up with defenders. No call that time, and they're going to play the advantage on the handball and let Brookline run with it. A pass to the middle. This is Peterson. Peterson to the near side to Nicoli. Kicks it back. Finds his man, that's Goldberg. Goldberg surveying, lifting it forward, offsides called on Peterson.
Yeah, it's just unlucky there. Lars Peterson just tried to delay his run. Not able to do it, though. And offsides is awarded here for Natick as Jack Stevens will push his team up as they have 27 minutes to go to try and get one in the back of the net.
Brookline still ahead 1-0, and that's going to be a high kick call against Julian Weil, trying to get his foot on the ball, but you can't go that high with your foot when your opponent's face is that close to it.
Yeah, that's one you got to call there. Jesse, it's just, like you said, you can't get your foot up that high in a situation where it could hit a player. See if Natick can do something here, but Brookline still being aggressive, trying to win the ball back.
Natick passing it around their back line. This is Weddle. Fakes the kick and sends it back to Fishman. Natick patiently looking for their chances here as this pass is blocked, intercepted by Goldberg. Goldberg's pass, though, intercepted right back by Doherty. Doherty sends it upfield, finds Bogus. Bogus stops, looks, fires, and it's blocked by Lawrence. How about the one-on-one defense from the Brookline defenders, especially on the wings with Wally Lawrence and Travis Applebaum today?
Jesse, totally. I mean, Jesse, you just won that. I mean, it's Brookline ball, and when you talk about a captain, when you say this is the guy we want leading our team, Wally Lawrence is the prime example of that so far today, and what he has been for all the sports he competes in, whether it's baseball or soccer.
This pass to the middle, and now intercepted by Littman, but he's going to lose control of it, out of bounds, Natick ball. And boy, you know, Nico, we talk about what a big impact Wally has, and he's having that from the wingback position, which isn't considered, I feel like, the most marquee position in this sport. The strikers get the goals, you know, the middies get a lot of the assists, you know, the center backs are the highlight guys on defense, and of course the goalie. Wingback feels like a typically unheralded position, but Wally makes his presence known no matter what position he's playing. Big chance here for Doherty as he tries to cut around, but it's deflected away. Nice play there by Jacob Friedman on defense. And now Friedman taking it the other way, tries a kick, and it's walled down by Brady Dubester as he was trying to send that upfield to Weil. Dubester taking it down the far side, swings a pass. Doherty now gives it over to Rivera on the near side. Rivera cutting in, pass to the outside, Bogus. Bogus racing down the line, looking for that crosser. Crosser pass, flies through, and that's knocked in. That one is scored by Luca Tavilla off the assist from Cole Bogus.
Yeah, a good goal there for Natick. I mean, that's the one they needed, Jesse. Just getting back into this one, Brookline just been pretty, for the most part, I'd say 95% perfect all the time, but you got to be 100% if you want to get the win. And just unlucky there from Brookline, but they have to respond, Jesse. They can't get behind. They got to do what they know they can do and get another ball in the back of the net. But again, Jesse, you got to be a little more cautious. A few of these players on this Brookline side of the ball are very close to getting a yellow card.
So we're now tied at 1 apiece. The score from Tavilla, assisted by Bogus. And boy, right as we were talking about how strong Brookline was defending on the wings, Natick makes a play work. Good adjustment from Bogus as he'd been trying to do some hezzy moves, some jukes. That time just put on the Jets, gained the edge enough for a crosser, and the crosser found its target. So a good adjustment from Cole Bogus for the assist. And it was Tavilla, Luca Tavilla, coming up to knock that one in, as we're going to have a foul call against Cal Massey here as he gets tangled up with Julian Weil trying to go up for that high-flying ball.
Yeah, well done there for Brookline. And now this is their opportunity, Jesse. See if they can get something to work here like they did in that first half.
This is Treisman with the ball. Spins off his man. Try to start and stop, and it did not work. Taken away by Tavilla. Pass back to Massey. Massey sends pass up. Intercepted. Good chase down by Weil. Sends it up the far side to Littman. Littman. Pass misses. Weil gets to Treisman. His kick blocked by Weddle. Headed away there by Brady Dubester. And it's going to go out of bounds. Brookline ball.
Yep. Wally Lawrence coming up again. That utility player, Jesse. He's coming from the left side of the field all the way over to the right side of the field.
They want that outfielder's arm on those throw-ins.
This will be right here to the penalty spot. See if someone can get something on it.
This one deflects back out. A chance, a shot. Oh, it goes wide. A prime chance for Julian Weil, but it deflected off a defender, and this is going to be a corner for Brookline.
Great opportunity there from Julian Weil. Goal was just a little bigger. I mean, that's just a wonder goal, the second one of the game here for Brookline, but another opportunity here. See if they can get something done.
Sierra, the lefty kicker, sending in the corner. Lifts it high. Headed up by Natick. Headed up again. Weil almost got his foot on it, but just sliced it as Natick clumsily clears it out. It's going to go out of bounds on the near side. It'll be a Brookline throw-in.
Yeah, Luca Tavilla, excuse me. I don't think that was the idea he had going, but again, with that cold weather, that ball just slices right off your foot.
Another throw from Lawrence. Flying into the box. Headed up, kicked away, recovered by Lawrence, and couldn't spin away from McGrath, but McGrath knocks it out of bounds. We're going to get another Brookline throw in here, Nico.
Yep, Jesse, and this is just the power that Brookline has. It's a 20, 25-yard throw in, and they're all lined up in the box like it's a free kick.
Another throw from Lawrence. This one coming in high. Deflects down inside the box. The attempted clear is blocked. Deflects back. Goldberg! Score! It's Ryan Goldberg again to give Brookline back the lead.
Well, Jesse, what another goal here from Ryan Goldberg. Just unbelievable on the redirect. Let's take another look.
Absolute missile.
I mean, Jesse, you can't ask much more from this kid. I mean, this is what you've been looking from Ryan Goldberg, and he's producing. And another one for Brookline as they take the lead.
Boy, have a day, Ryan Goldberg. Sadly, I don't think we can give an assist on that one as it was deflected several times in chaos, but still, Ryan Goldberg, his second goal of the day, and Brookline again riding some momentum off the goal as they're attacking, and it's kicked away by Fishman.
I mean, Jesse, after those repeated chances from the throw-ins from Wally Lawrence, eventually someone's going to get open, and it was Ryan Goldberg. He had, say, 5-10 yards of space, took his opportunity, and a brace from Ryan Goldberg.
And they're running that same play again, Nico. A throw-in for Brookline. They sub in some new attackers, and Wally Lawrence bringing that outfielder's arm into the box again. A little bit out of his range, perhaps, as that one didn't quite get there, but stolen back by Sierra. Fits a pass through to Treestman. He sends it back to Lawrence. Lawrence winds. He's got a big boot, sends it in, deflected by Treestman up in the air. And they blow a whistle. I think they called offsides on Brookline on that play. Stevens was having a tough time grabbing that ball, but it does not matter as the whistle is blown. Brookline with another takeaway there. Torres recovering this ball. Torres stood up by the defender, passes it back to Mark O'Near, who's checked into the game for Brookline.
Yeah, Jesse, I was wondering if that was either an offsides or maybe a Treespin foot got close to Jack Stevens, but I think you're right there with the call of the offsides. Little scramble from the ball there, but Brookline got to shift back to that mid-block.
And we're going to get a foul called as too tight of a grip on Smith by, I believe, Applebaum. Free kick coming for Natick from about the 35-yard line.
Jesse, see if they play this short. No, they're going to go for it.
And they go to the far side, and it's kicked away by Friedman. They didn't go for anything high, so almost kind of like a low kick, if not a short kick. This ball taken by Torres, racing down the sideline. Whoa, Nelly! Body's going flying over the sideline. Torres got kind of bumped out of bounds by the defender and went flying into the Natick bench.
Always got to keep your eyes out, Jesse. Flying Jad Torres into the Natick bench.
Boy, this game's got a little bit of everything. Lawrence, the long throw up the line, goes off the head of Weddle and is lost out of bounds. It'll be another Brookline throw-in. And Nico, they're much closer. We know what Wally Lawrence can do with his arm from this range.
Well, Jesse, I'd say this is about his 10th throw-in from this range. See if the fatigue starts to kick in, but kid's got an arm. See if he still can do it.
Yeah, he's getting work like a pitcher rather than outfielder right now. Throws this one in. Punched away by Stevens. And that's going to go out the other sideline. To the other sideline, Mr. Lawrence. We need you for another throw.
I mean, I seriously have not seen another team when you and I have been on the mic like this who just uses Wally Lawrence like Brookline does. Put him at wingback. Put him at striker. Put him as pitcher.
And another long throw. A little too long this time as it's going to be caught by Stevens. Rolls it out. And almost stolen away from Irwin by Torres. And Torres, you can tell, getting psyched up as some subs coming in. Jonah Littman back in for Brookline. For Natick, number 8, Nate Kingscote. Ugh. I can speak English, I swear. Kingscote back into the game for the Red Hawks. Littman back in for the Warriors. Throw in goes off the head of Neer. Off another head. Nicoli taking it in traffic. Passing it out to Goldberg. Goldberg. Pass back. Applebaum. Going back to Smagula. Smagula. Out to Lawrence, who puts on the big boots and sends it upfield. Knocked back by Natick. Brookline manages to knock it back to Sierra, who slices it out of bounds on the near side. 16 minutes to go here in this one. Brookline up 2-1. Natick trying to generate an attack, and Dong pops it up in the air out of bounds. Quick throw in for the Red Hawks. Battling down in the corner. Pass out, Doherty. Doherty lifts one high. He's looking for Smith. Too high, out of bounds.
Unlucky there for Natick, but just again, Jesse, I mean, they had that one defensive slip-up, really, that led to the Natick goal, but beside that, this defensive group has just been unbelievable.
Number 16, Tate Sheriff, into the game for Natick, replacing Austin Dubester. .5 on the clock here in the second half. Brookline has previously had a bunch of ties against top 5 ranked opponents earlier in this season. Nico, you mentioned St. John's Prep. They've also had ties against Weymouth and Needham and BC High, and even Framingham, that at one point I think was in the top 5. And now here they are with a lead over the 5th ranked team in Division 1 in Natick. Let's see how this one finishes. Sierra to the near side to Near. Near up the line, curves a little too much. Treisman can't get it out of bounds. Quick throw in for Natick, goes to Kingscote. Taps it back. Cochrane, who's checked into the game. Pass to the outside to Brady Dubester. Dubester's pass, and Kingscote draws a foul as he gets bowled over by Jacob Friedman.
Yeah, Jesse, and a little sense of urgency here for Natick, as, like you said, 15 to go. So they've been kind of rushing a few of these, but coach told them to settle down a little bit.
They work it to the near side to Weddle. Weddle sends a kick forward looking for Smith. Deflects. Oh, it gets to Bogus. Bogus running up. Bogus ran out of room. It goes out the back. That's going to be a corner, looks like, as Jeffrey Dong was forced to race back and try and disrupt it.
Huge one there from Dong. I mean, that's just what you want to see. I mean, he shifted from being an attacker to a defenseman, and it's shown, Jesse. I mean, he's just been such an impact player on that defensive line. I know we talked about it, but amazing effort there from Jeffrey Dong.
This kick flies. A header heading back towards into the box. Oh, it's a wild scrum. It's blocked twice by Brookline. One of them by Smagula himself. And Brookline clears it out, and they maintain the lead.
Off the knee, I believe, of Smagula. That came off flying. Oh.
And going flying there was Littman as he got tripped up by a defender. Kick flies upfield, headed away by Lawrence, headed back the other way by Sheriff. Booted up and out of bounds by Lawrence into the stands. There's your souvenir. Quick throw in to Kingscote. Kingscote passes it back to Weddle. Weddle dodging around the pressure. Passes to Sheriff. Sheriff taps it back to Weddle. Swings it other side to Dubester. Dubester pass up to Bogus. Bogus weaving around, heading down the far side now. Getting swarmed by blue jerseys, and they knock it loose. Recovered by Nicoli. And a hit from behind, and that's going to draw a foul against Natick, as that was Goldberg who got knocked over.
Jesse, I'm surprised the ref isn't having words with them, because an elbow in the back of any sort is word of caution, and I'm surprised the ref isn't going over to talk about it, but nevertheless, it was a Brookline.
Now the ball taken back by Natick. They pass it back to Sheriff. Or no, to Weddle. Weddle tries for Sheriff. Knocked out of bounds by Marco Neer. It'll be Natick ball. And we've got a timeout called by Natick.
Jesse, I think that's the right call there. I mean, 12:15 to go. I think you got to have something.
A 2-1 lead. Brookline up over Natick. Luca Campbell back in the live chat saying, "Oh my goodness, Rye," referring, of course, to Ryan Goldberg, who hit this shot. As we show the replay, you can see just what a chaotic play it was. The attempted clear a couple times from Natick, just deflections there, and it goes right to the foot of Goldberg, and he just fires a missile. And that's really been his specialty this year. I've seen Ryan Goldberg score 3 goals so far this season, and as a midi, when a midi scores a goal, you know it's going to be from distance.
I mean, Jesse, I think a lot of the time, like you said, midfielders are more known for their assists. But, I mean, even if you look in the Premier League, a guy like Moises Caicedo from Chelsea, I mean, he doesn't have many goals, but when he has those goals, it's from distance, and it's unbelievable. And that's kind of the player Ryan Goldberg has developed into. He has great passing, but when you need him to take a shot, he can take it.
Absolutely. Like, we've talked about how Brookline puts guys in positions that might seem unorthodox at times, but it's to utilize, like, who's got the biggest foot, who's got the biggest arm. We talked a lot about Wally Lawrence, but Ryan Goldberg is another one of those guys. He works great as a midi because he's got that big boot, and it's a different kind of skill set from another attacking midi like Koya Nicoli. Nicoli's specialty, when you look at the goals that he's scored this season, it's always about being in the right place at the right time. His shots don't have to be the hardest because he breaks open so well, because his off-ball movement can be, stuff that can be really special on some plays. Ryan Goldberg, though, he just fires some beautiful shots from mid to long distance. Out of the timeout, Natick with the throw-in. Rivera sends it up the line, deflects out of bounds. They say it went off of Nicoli. Throw-in up the line. They're going to Smith. Smith into the corner. Crosser flies in. Deflection. Oh, just kept away by the Brookline defense, and they clear it out. And that one, I think, went off the hand of Rivera. You could see every member of Brookline's bench jumping out of their skin and throwing their hands up and screaming for the official to call that one.
Well, Jesse, when you have a courtside view like that and you see something like that, you're going to get on your hands and knees for a call, and they do get it.
This ball bouncing around. Nicoli taps it up to Torres. Torres in a sea of pink jerseys trying to fight through. Cannot. Taken away by the Redhawks. And a steal back by Goldberg, as Tavilla, I think, was trying to run up with it. Pass up to Neer, back to Goldberg, over to Torres, and out to Neer again. Neer, a little less on that kick than you would have expected. It does get to Weil. Out to Neer. Neer, back to Goldberg. Goldberg, tapping around, lost it. Taken away, recovered by Doherty. Sent up the line, and it's taken by Bogus. Bogus charging in. Bogus. Oh, hard collision with Dong, and they're going to call for a corner kick there. Natick wanted a foul in the worst way. What do you think, Nico?
Jesse, that's the right call. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Nothing there. All ball. Great defense. Again, second time this half, Jeffrey Dong has made a one-on-one play that's really saved Brookline.
Corner kick coming in. Goes off the head, going the wrong way. And Neer is going to let that one bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, Jesse, just circling back to that last possession for Brookline. I think Brookline's doing a great job using their triangle, whether it's Neer, Weil, Torres, Goldberg, anything like that, just playing as a triangle so there's always an option.
This one booted upfield, and it's going to go out of bounds and be Natick ball around midfield. Throw in to Kingscote. Kingscote outside to Rivera. Rivera bringing it up. Kick comes in, knocked away by Dong. Recovered by Rivera. Pass back to Cochrane. Cochrane up the middle. Pass to the outside to Rivera. Rivera further outside to Doherty. Doherty lifts it towards the middle. A failed bicycle kick. Smith recovers. His shot blocked. Ball gets the shot saved by Smagula. Cleared out by Lawrence. Another big save from Alex Smagula. He's had a few of those tonight. Now Torres dribbling. Dribble got a little too far out in front of him, disrupted. But the loose ball now recovered by Nicoli. Nicoli moving up the near side, sending a pass through, finds Near. They go stumbling. In comes Weil as the reinforcement, and it's knocked out the back line by Natick. That'll draw a corner kick.
Great effort there. Jesse from Marco Near wanted the call, but Julian Weil swoops in. And almost another great opportunity from Julian Weil, but out of bounds it goes in a Brookline corner.
Yeah, though the way Weil was just right there behind Near to pick up that ball, it almost looked like design that Near got taken out, which obviously it wasn't, but still. Corner coming in for Brookline. Headed straight up in the air and out of the box. And Torres gets a foot on it up in the air as bodies go flying, and they're just going to let it play out. Goldberg has the ball. Goldberg kicks it to Torres. Torres in a sea of pink, and it's taken away by Massey. Massey lifts it high, going across the field to Smith. Smith bringing it up, matched up with Friedman, cuts around, shot, and he just completely sliced that one out of bounds.
I mean, Jesse, Sean Smith that first half has so many opportunities. This half, he's not has as many, but Jesse, I think that's the guy Natick wants to go to, but Brookline's just doing a great job defending it, whether it's Dong, Littman, Lawrence, just doing a great job mitigating that, and that's the reason why Natick can't feed him as much as they might have liked.
This one goes off the head of Friedman, off the foot of Nicoli, booted up by Sierra. And it's headed away there by Cochrane. Bounces over Applebaum. Dong chases it down and boots it out of bounds. Throw in. Long shot. Too high. Way too high.
I'm not sure the idea there. I mean, 7 minutes to go, you take a 35-yard shot. I mean, I'm not sure if that was the right idea there. I think Daniel Joseph not happy there.
This one kicked up field. This one deflects back to Goldberg. Goldberg sends the pass, and that one was deflected out of bounds, I think. Or no, it was not deflected, just lost out of bounds, or... Oh, we've got an injured player down. This is Ryan Goldberg.
Yeah, Jesse, that's not who you want to see down. Jumps back up, but I mean, the man who's got both your goals, both wonder shots, good to see him get back up.
For sure. Throw in coming for Natick. 6.5 to go. Throwing up the line. And it rolls out the back line, and it's going to be a goal kick. Julian Weil checks back in for Brookline, replacing Jad Torres.
Yeah, Jesse, we talked about at the start of the game, the substitution and how that's going to impact the game, and Brookline using it well, swapping on those warm.
This one, a low bouncer, but it gets up to Friedman on the near side. Friedman bringing it up in a sea of traffic. He gets a pass outside to Weil. Weil bringing it up towards the corner. Oh, this might be a clock-killing strategy, but the pass intercepted by Massey, and Weil goes over Massey's back, and that's going to be a foul call every time. A rushed free kick. Knocked back by Dong. This one deflects as players' heads were on a swivel looking for that ball, and away from the ball. A body goes flying. I'm not even sure what happened, but the foul goes against Brookline as Doherty rushes a free kick to the outside.
Yeah, Brandon Jean just kind of pushed him a little bit. I didn't see very much there, though.
And now we got a foul against Natick, against Bogus. Lawrence was hitting the ball with his head, and he gets hit by Bogus and goes to the ground, and Natick gets called for the foul.
Yeah, Jesse, just a great job from Wally Lawrence getting back up, but drawing that. And Natick, Jesse, I mean, you can't blow these opportunities. You're down one. You really need it. I'm not. Oh, hit his head. So, yeah, they're going to take him off just for a play.
Yep, just to make sure he's okay. Lawrence has been giving all of himself to this game. We saw him take a shot in the gut in the first half. We saw him come out briefly limping off the field. We see him taking a shot to the head here, and it's a drop ball given to Natick. Doherty pass out to Rivera. Rivera cutting around, pass back. Weddle, forward sliced by Weil, recovered by Rivera. Rivera up to Doherty. Crosser kick comes in, deflects off of the foot of Dong, off of a head. An attempted bicycle misses, goes straight up in the air. A header goes forward, and Smagula somehow in the chaos finds the ball.
Well done there from Alex Magula. Just patient, waited for his opportunity, jumped on it, and now with 5 to go, clock will freeze.
And indeed, the clock frozen at 5 minutes on the scoreboard. The triple whistle from the official is what will signal the end of the ball game, as we got a foul call against Natick, and you can see the frustration mounting from the Red Hawks bench, the Red Hawks on-field players from every aspect of Natick right now.
Well, Jesse, you just got to keep your cool, and I think Brookline's got to use that to advantage. They've drawn a bunch of fouls.
Friedman lifts this one off the back of Nicoli's foot, and they call an offsides. Would have been easily stopped by Stevens, but what a fancy hit by Nicoli, hitting it off the back of his foot as he's spinning around. This one kicked up field, bouncing along, being chased down by Bogus. His pass knocked out of bounds by Brookline. Natick trying to rush to the throw-in here.
Wally Lawrence and Chad Torres still yet to check into the game. They've been waiting at half field.
Throw in from Doherty, caught by Spagula. I mean, even if he hadn't caught that, you can't throw a goal, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's not allowed.
You are correct with that, Jesse. I think it was the right idea, though. You get the ball, you're able to punt it up. Waste some time still.
This ball bouncing around. And it's controlled by Massey now, but it's deflected away, taken by Nicoli after the deflection by Jean, stolen back by Tavilla. Tavilla pass to the outside, Smith. Smith trying to gain the edge, being chased by Applebaum, and fighting his way through, and the backup manages to knock it away. Good help defense there from Santi Sierra. Throw in. Deflecting around, booted up in the air by Dong. And now it's taken back by Dubester, and I'm not even sure what that bounced off of, but it's going to be a goal kick for Brookline, and now Lawrence and Torres will come back into the game.
Jesse, I'm pretty sure he tried to just bring it back to his his left foot, with his right foot, and he just bounced off his left foot out of bounds.
A goal kick coming up here, and they've got their designated big boot back in the game to send it. Wally Lawrence sends a low line drive, and it's knocked back by Doherty up to Bogus. And Bogus manages to get it away to Tavilla. Tavilla cutting around, and Sierra comes back to take it away. Sent upfield. Weil can't keep it in bounds. It'll be Natick ball.
Yeah, Wiles got that speed, just not enough to get out there.
Throw in. Smith. Lost out of bounds. Brookline ball. Brookline taking their time as they know their best strategy here is to try and get the clock to run out as fast as possible, as that throw-in from Goldberg bounces out of bounds, gives it right back to Natick around midfield, or a little behind midfield, I should say. They throw it back to Cochrane, swing it over to Weddle. Weddle, pass to Rivera. Rivera knifing through a couple of tight spots, sending a pass to the outside that's got too much curve on it and rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, Doherty just not able to get there, but a good effort. Wally Lawrence will surely take his time here, but he's got the big throw. Should get out to about the 30-35.
And that's an excellent call, Nico. It went to the 30, deflected back, and Sierra boots it the rest of the way across midfield. Taken by Cochrane. And there is the triple whistle and our ball game. Brookline pays back their earlier season loss with a tremendous upset of a top 5 opponent. The final score, the Brookline High Warriors 2, the Natick High Redhawks 1.
Well, Jesse, all season long, Brookline has had those ties, and they haven't been able to turn them into wins, but finally they face a top 5 opponent and get a win.
Brookline has really been able to, since that Kicks for Cancer game, find a way to get their offense going, which has been such a huge difference maker. This team has scored multiple goals in a game just 4 times this year. Every single time that Brookline has scored more than once in a game, they have won. And that includes tonight. Brookline's record improves to 4-5-5, as they will certainly get a boost in the power rankings from that one. We'll certainly see tomorrow morning. Natick falls to 8-5 and sees their 3-game win streak snapped by their Bay State Conference rival. So many heroes of the day for Brookline, particularly that defensive wall of Alex Magula, Jeffrey Dong, Travis Applebaum, Wally Lawrence, all of those guys back on defense. But then, of course, the offensive hero of the night for Brookline, Ryan Goldberg. 2 goals on the night, including this, the game-winning score here in the second half on a missile of a shot. Well, that's going to do it for this live stream. Alongside Nico Wise, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, folks, if you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout. I'll be sending links out to the same people I sent the original stream link out to. I'll be uploading a recording of this broadcast tonight when I go back home in order to make sure that you guys can properly see it. I know the Wi-Fi wasn't great today, but you will get a full video of this later tonight. You know, look at for the same source that you got the stream link from. I'll be sending it out that way. Should be out sometime tonight. Be sure to check out the description section of this video where you can find some helpful links. A link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. Also some links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares, as well as some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. I'll be uploading highlights publicly on this channel later tonight, and I'll also be posting those highlights on my Instagram and Facebook accounts. Excuse me. And you can see the links to those social media accounts in the bottom right corner of your screen and in the description section down below. But that's going to do it for this live stream. Brookline 2, Natick 1, alongside Nico Wise from Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.